What's up? I'm Rebecca. Hi. Um, I'm sitting outside today in my yard. It's a beautiful day. Hi, little pups. Little sun pups. Oh, look at them. They're so. Oh, I can't zoom. Oh, well. Anyways, I just had recently in general, but today, a bit ago specifically, I've just been having some hard interactions. Some interactions. Oh, 20% within my closer relationships that are really kind of messy and nuanced and hard to navigate, and it kind of just got me wanting to make a video about it because I feel like I haven't really heard much talk about this. I've heard like whispers of it, but I've never really I don't know. Like, there's a lot of positivity and like mental health awareness and disability awareness and da da da, which is all great. But I think as we're all, as a generation, kind of exploring this new world of mental health, of introspection and growth on a societal scale, I think there should be more talk about this issue that comes along with growing. By the way, look how cute this hat is. It's corduroy, I mean fake corduroy, and it says hello on the front, and on the back it says goodbye. Isn't that cute? I need this for the sun though. It is bright, this New Mexico mountain sun. I tell you what, I'm gonna start eating too. But I've been working throughout the pandemic, especially over the past year. I did therapy for a few months while I could afford it. I'm working on getting back into therapy. Now that I have Medicare, praise Jesus, God bless the New Mexico government. Sorry. I forgot what I was saying. I've been working on my mental health, and what I've realized is that as you continue to grow, as you continue to learn tools in therapy or, like online, like I as a hobby study like psychiatry and stuff like that because it's free. You start to grow past people. And I don't mean that as any disrespect to anybody. Like, it's not a competition. It's not, oh, I grew past this person. Like, I'm so above them. I'm so beyond this relationship now. Like, I know on the internet people really like to side with whoever's side they heard first, but I don't view relationships as disposable, especially familial ones. And even friendships, really. Like, I don't view people as disposable like that, and just because, you grew past them, that you just have to throw away the friendship right away. I mean, relationships come with problems, and like, sometimes those issues and obstacles take time to overcome, and I think it's okay to put in some time to try to. Now, after a certain point, there's got to be boundaries. There's got to be a line, girl. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not saying to hold on to toxic relationships. What I'm saying is, like, especially if you are currently working on your mental health really actively and, going to therapy or whatever, you might hit a point where you start having negative interactions with people. Now, one of the people I had a negative interaction with recently is actually in therapy too, but I think, I don't know, like, they don't seem to enjoy it like I did. Like, I went in ready, excited, like, actively participating in my therapy, and I feel like they are a bit more unhappy with having to unpack all this stuff, whereas I'd already kind of been unpacking my own stuff for a while, and so I was ready to take it to a professional and say, look at what I've unpacked, whereas they're unpacking stuff in therapy, which is probably the worst part of like mental health, is unpacking all the trauma, all the issues. So they're just in a different place than me, and there's someone else who isn't in therapy and isn't necessarily like actively working on their mental health in at least this to the same extent that I am, and it can cause some negative interactions. Like, I'm trying to think how to put it, because I don't want to call anyone out. I don't want to use specifics. But there's like a tension there. Let's talk about my personal experience, I guess, to avoid talking about other people. I am a people pleaser. It's like a trauma response that I developed as a young child, and it's gotten me into a lot of trouble. I have trouble setting boundaries. Recently, I've been learning how to set them. And sorry, a light bulb just clicked. Praise God. But that's private. I'm not going to talk about that, but I think I know how to make future interactions with one of these people better now. Anyways. Oop. Okay, there we go. I don't normally catch my tics on camera these days, so I always feel a little bit paranoid that people are going to be like, oh, I thought she had Tourette's, because for a while I stopped repressing my tics like I had done for years, and I was ticking all over the place. Now, as I've allowed myself to tick, it's mellowed out a bit, and like I'll do this, or I'll like raise my eyebrows, but I'm really good at timing my tics so it looks just like a facial expression. But once you get that, oh. But yeah, there's my proof that I still have tics. Anyways, what was I talking about? I was talking about me and my experiences. I just, like I said, I've been a people pleaser, and I struggle to set boundaries, and like, I've been getting to a place now where I'm better at setting boundaries, and I'm also better at trusting myself through God. You know, He's really empowered me through the Holy Spirit and through Jesus to do better in my relationships. And I'm far from perfect. I'm just a person, but I feel like in a lot of my relationships, because I'm so willing to apologize and I'm so willing to please people, that I feel like some of the people in my life have been kind of getting by on me just admitting my wrongdoings, and then things get a little better because I do better. But I feel like I'm hitting this wall in some of my relationships where me doing better is no longer enough, because I'm kind of to the next stage or whatever, or I'm in a different place, and these people are still in that same place. And relationships are two-way streets. You know, ultimately I have to, no beg. I can only do so much. Like, it has to be both people working on things, and unless one person is exclusively the source of the toxicity, one person doing their absolute best in overcoming their disabilities and their mental health issues, that's not going to solve things. It can solve some things. Like I said, I am getting to a point now where I feel like I'm hitting a wall in certain relationships of mine where people just aren't willing, not even necessarily not willing, people just aren't at the same place I am yet. And again, I don't want this to sound like I'm above anybody or I'm faster or better than anybody. It's taken me years to get to this point, and just those people haven't been doing that same like introspection and like therapy and self-therapy for years, which I have been now. Like I said, especially over the past year. So I just kind of got a head start on some, like, compared to some of the people that I have relationships with. So it is what it is. I'm not saying anything bad about those people. It's just, it's hard, and it can be really frustrating, and it can be disappointing in moments. Ultimately, I'm really praying for God to just empower me to be compassionate about it, and patient, and loving, and to keep doing my best, because it is hard when someone is used to blaming you and you're used to blaming yourself, and all of a sudden you're not to blame now. And so not only do you have to learn how to stop blaming yourself, or I should say me, because I don't know what you're going through, but not only do I have to learn to stop blaming myself, but when I do so, it's going to upset people I'm realizing in my life who are used to both of us blaming me and putting all the responsibility on me. Excuse me. After a certain point, I can only do so much. You know, I can only take responsibility for what I'm actually responsible for, and especially in, you know, processing all my trauma with my relationship with my mom and everything, I'm realizing just how much I blame myself, how willing I have been to just like jump at the opportunity to be like, oh well, let's make this stop. I'm sorry, I take responsibility. You know what I mean? And I've also been learning like how to notice like manipulation stuff, and not just manipulation, but like in learning how to do that, you also learn how to tell what someone else is responsible for and what you're responsible for. And so I have been learning like manipulation and how to recognize it, but in doing so I've also just learned to notice when I'm not responsible for something. And that's, I think, what's been causing tension in my relationships, because it's the first time in my life where I'm like, well, I'm doing my best here, I'm not losing my cool, I am getting frustrated, but like, let's, you know, handle it this way, let's do it this way, like let's try to make this work without it turning into like an argument or a fight. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I can, and the other person is probably doing what they can too, but like I said, we're just in different places, we're on different levels at this point, so it's like they don't have the tools to handle it like I now do. Basically, through therapy and stuff, through God, I've developed better tools to handle more specific situations, to better navigate disagreements, and these people don't have those same tools. And so I'm like using the tools, and I'm like, hey, like, let's not, like, what is this, like, what without being specific, it's just like, I'm trying here, but like, you're not giving me what we need to make this not a fight, to make this not an argument. And then those people are getting frustrated with me, or maybe themselves, maybe it's both, I don't know, but like, they both struggle with like emotional honesty, so it's hard to know what they're even going through, but they definitely are not happy with whatever's going on for some reason or another, and they're almost like taking it as an insult, it seems. Maybe I'm wrong, but it comes across like they're taking it as an insult, and it sucks, because I try to say like, I'm not trying to attack you, I'm just saying I'm doing my best here, I'm trying to be chill, and you're like highly upset and you're being argumentative, so like maybe it is you in this situation. I've been having to deal with this, like I said, with multiple people, and man, people just do not like hearing that. People do not like hearing that. I don't know if it's just from me, because like I said, in the past, in my relationships, we've all just kind of skated by on me working on me. Maybe it's just because it's like an ego thing. I don't know. I wish that they would be emotionally honest with themselves so that they can be honest with me, so that we can figure it out. And I'm gonna pray for that, and I'm sure we'll all figure it out in time. Yeah. I feel hopeful. I got the hope of God. It was a rough morning. No. Alright, I'ma go. They're starting the barking call, so God bless you, have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. No.